Joining us this morning. I'm actually here on time, which is an achievement. I'm Ciarán Walsh. I'm the Associate Director with Culture Ireland, and we're so pleased to be here this morning to co-host with our great friends at ISACS an opportunity for artists to present work that I think is really exciting and deserves an international audience. I mentioned it on Thursday, but just to say to you that the fundamentals of what Culture Ireland does is bringing artists to international audiences. So if you see artists over the weekend, and there are some amazing ones, there are supports available to bring the artist to your event. And I'm going to be around all day today, so please come and find me and I can talk you through how all of that works. And just before I hand over to my partner in crime here, I just want to say a particular thank you to the artists who have worked with us over the last couple of days, who you'll hear from today. They are amazing people, and we're so proud to be able to bring them to this audience today. And with that, round of applause for that. And with that, I hand over to my great friend, Lucy Medlicott.
Thank you, Ciarán. Just slightly smaller, but we're good. Thank you all again for coming all the way to Ireland to be with us here for this weekend in Waterford Spraoi. And a massive thank you to Ciarán and Culture Ireland for all the incredible support that they give to us, to bring you, the international programmers here, to support the artists in presenting these pitches and finding their voice to be able to present themselves in this way. And it's just, a real pleasure to work with you, Ciarán, so thank you. But while I'm on the subject of thank yous, a big thank you to the Arts Council of Ireland, who support us all year round in delivering our programme as the ISACS Network for the development of street and circus arts in Ireland. It's been a real journey, one that Verena started us with years ago, and so it's great to see Verena here. And we've been on such a learning journey, and yesterday felt like really good to hear from all of the speakers, and Liz Meany and Siobhan Malloy in the Arts Council of Northern Ireland, and Liz from the Arts Council of Ireland, and just talking about outdoor arts in that way. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And before I finish thank yous, just to thank fabulous Helen back here, who's hiding. She's shaking her head in fury. I don't know why, but anyway. Pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain. But so Helen has been amazing at pulling all these things together and keeping us on track, logic brain. And of course, Christina, who you saw over the last couple of days, who's been doing all our comms and is a real joy and pleasure to hang out with and work with. So thanks to those two particular women for being our three-sister team. So as Ciarán said, this is all about the artists today. This is all about presenting these incredible projects. We've 5 very exciting projects to hear from. I'm really, really chuffed. When we started doing this project a couple of years ago, I could never have imagined it would get like this. So the artists we have for you today are really, really, I'm super pleased to be able to present them. I know they're super nervous as well, so please be supportive and encouraging. And at the coffee break, we'll have a chance for you all to meet and chat, and don't hesitate to engage and connect and have the chats. That's what they're here for. That's what you're here for. Then we'll also be meeting some of the artists who are on the actual festival programme. They'll be coming up just to tell you where and when they are. So you will also get to identify their faces and put a little name and a face together. So, is there anything I've forgotten, people? No? Okay. Are we good? I'm just looking at the lady that doesn't exist behind the curtain. So, without further ado then, I think we'll crack straight on. And our first artist that's going to pitch today is Mr. Jaimie Carswell.
So Guess what my show is? That's my band up there. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lucy and Kieran, and everybody else involved in organizing this fabulous event. My name is Jaimie Carswell, and I'm the director of the Irish National Clown Orchestra of Ireland, and that is the promo video for our current show, Fun's a Poppin' is what it's called. And that's the show, Fun's a Poppin', that I'm here to sell to all of you today. So, I'm a clown, I'm a musician, I come from Sligo, Ireland. Woo, Sligo. Yay, there we go, thank you. I'm a trained clown, of course. I trained at the Lecoq School. I trained with Gaulier and a bunch of other crazy heads. I'm the creator of a number of clown shows, including the Cirque de Légumes, which is a vegetable circus, 2 clowns with red nose, and we toured for a couple of years with Cirque de Légumes and even played it off Broadway in New York City. It was great success. We're very proud of that show. The idea of creating this clown orchestra came after I did some work in London with John Wright, playing bass in the clown band, and I thought it was just amazing the way the audiences, particularly the young audiences, connected with musical clowns, because, I mean, it's a classic combination, music and clown. You have some idiot who can't do anything, the basic simple things, can't do them right, but then there are somehow a magical virtuoso at music. It really connects with people, I think, so I came back from London and I set up this Irish Clown Orchestra with a couple of musical friends of mine who were just very playful. We built a little show, we toured it around, and we had a lot of fun. What I realized early on with this show, which was quite unique, I thought, was that for many of the young audiences that were coming to our show, this was the first time that they were seeing a live band, which was really great for us. And we thought, okay, the music's got to be pretty good. So, we worked with Aitor Basauri, the great Basque clown from Spy Monkey, from Cirque du Soleil, to put together this show, Fun's a Poppin'. It was inspired by vaudeville and old-style music hall clowns. The show's vintage and kind of vintage look, vintage feel, vintage sound. The instruments are timeless. You've got double bass, classical guitar, clarinet, all those wonderful sounds from an older time. The show itself is super simple. I mean, you have a family of clowns who arrive on stage, and they play a beautiful concert full of jazzy, fun, eccentric music. But of course, because they're complete idiots, everything starts to go wrong from the very beginning, and they have to save the show, which, spoiler alert, they do save the show. At the end, there's a big party, lots of balloons popping, everybody happy, fun's a poppin'. So, the show is a lot of fun. It's bright, it's colorful, it's ridiculous, it's surreal in moments. There's physical comedy, there's a little bit of fun audience participation. The music, as I say, is really great. The show runs under an hour in length. It's flexible. It can play pretty much any venue or any street pitch where you could put up a band. We also offer the possibility of like walkabouts, promenade performance, things like that. Also add-ons like clown workshops if you're into that sort of thing. And what we want to do, what I'm here to do today, is to tour this show to festivals in Europe and even farther afield, because it's based on music and physical clowning. It's a common human language. There's no text, so to speak, so language isn't going to be a barrier. The music, as I said, is timeless, it's well played, and it's as enjoyable for the parents in the audience as it is for the kids, which, as a parent, I can tell you is rare. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'd like to do today, and why I'm here today, is to talk to anybody who's interested in this kind of a crazy show. I have a full touring dossier, tech spec, press releases, all of that stuff all ready to go. I think it's a great show. As I said, it's unique. It's funny, it's enjoyable, it's a show people like and people want to go see. It's truly a show for audiences of all ages. And as our mentor, Aitor Basauri, said to us one day about the show, he said, music, like laughter, lives in emotion and creates emotion. And when you have music and laughter together, you create unforgettable moments. And I suppose that's what we're all trying to do, right? create unforgettable moments. So, thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to talking to anybody who's interested in the show and telling you how great it is, and hopefully bringing my show to your fabulous festivals. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jaimie. I'm still doing this. Thank you so much, Jaimie. And next up, we have Chloé Pisco.
Eyes as big as grapefruits, staring straight into mine. Her heart's tractor beam has my heart in its grips, held from all sides. We're both suspended in safety by the infinite oceans surrounding us, and yet we're drowning in the songs of her whalekin. This is it. This is my chance. I express all of my joy and gratitude to her. Thank you so much for being here with me. Oh my God. Oh. And then she dances back. It worked. At that moment, all of the loneliness and rejection and harshness of the human experience just melts away completely. And for a second, it feels like everything could be okay because this big-ass whale loves me back. Dances with Whales, also known as whalekin, is a large-scale spectacle marrying together epic vertical dance and gravity-defying bungee harness with humongous life-size projections of 30-meter wild whales, which I filmed dancing underwater. Sharing immersively some of the transformative encounters that I've had as a non-linear, multimedia, immersive experience, and a live love poem to wild humpback whales. The show is adaptable and site-responsive to new locations, whether it's inside a black box theatre, on a skyscraper, a city street, from a crane, on a tree, in the desert, in the jungle, or onto actual bodies of water. We've kind of done it all. And it can be built to fill your world with ours. Who am I? My whole life, when I slept, I've dreamt of flying with whales. That's probably where it all started. I was raised here in Ireland, but I'm Basque, which is a weird indigenous people of northern Spain. And we have an ancient link to whales. I've spent months at sea with whales, working across 4 oceans so far. I've worked full-time in narrative and non-narrative storytelling for 23 years through directing circus, dance, immersive theatre, spectacle, and now even a bit of film, touring my work to over dozens of countries. My decade-long passion for researching the neurochemistry of empathy paid off when my recent thesis proved that oxytocin is increased when we engage in live arts, making us healthier, more euphoric, and like high and empathic, which is a really big deal. And this works in humans and all mammals, including, you guessed it, whales. I've been very lucky to work in dance and circus in remote Australia with First Nations people of those lands, co-creating shows and even hip-hop. Oh, lovely, thank you. And even hip-hop, dance and circus films collaboratively with the local artists from those regions and those indigenous communities around subjects and stories that they're passionate about. This influences all of the work greatly through me and the First Nations co-creators involved in the show. My whale obsession then grew into academic research on interspecies communication and even queerness in nature, which I got to speak about at the World Science Festival last year, and that was very exciting. And I've spent 9 weeks in my research underwater having danced conversations with whales, like everyday free diving. In Dances with Whales, aka Whalekin, whatever you prefer, you get to rename the show. Follow us down deep as we bring audiences underwater to meet their own whales, but without the freediving. We bring them to Tonga, Australia, and of course Ireland, with us to share in these meetings of mega minds. They say you rewire your brain to match the ones you spend the most time with. And after weeks and weeks at sea, we began to think like whales, helping us to dismantle the arbitrary constructs made by humans that whales just don't experience, like sexuality, gender, linear time, supremacy, finiteness, zero-sumness is when I get nerdy, but most of all, separateness itself. Why do they all sing the same song for year after year after year after year? They add a new verse every year. I don't really think they have much of a separate consciousness, do you? It has completely changed my brain, and it continues to every day, and it will change these audiences next. Adventure with us to explore what this means from expert whale translators, the First Nations cultures in the oceans that we filmed in. Because you see, whalekin is My Octopus Teacher Meets Arrival, but live. Wait, if the linguist was a First Nations person and also a dancer. I learned to talk to whales, and thanks to our experts, we realized we always knew how to talk to them. We only forgot. But now, it's time to listen. The show features extraordinary high-tech innovations like video movement sensors, tracking and reprojecting the dance movements, and in putting them directly back on the huge life-size whales. So they do what we do back at us, which is exactly how it happens underwater with the whales. We've got a motion sensor human theremin, so audiences can interact and make whale music with their body. We're also developing touch-responsive holographic projections of bioluminescence, which is a whole other story. Ask me about it later. Our composers are working only with sounds made underwater. Check out Cosmo Sheldrake if you want to completely faint in awe. And Finn Wegener, an Australian collaborator. In Stockholm, we consensually blindfolded 150 participatory audience members and surprised them with the projections of 6 sides of a black box covered in whales. Total immersion is what I called it. In Sydney, we synchronized the heart audiences, in Sydney, we synchronized the hearts of our audiences to each other and showed them that it was happening, which blew everybody away. Basically, whales can help us to remember that we are nature. And if they love us with all that oxytocin, who are we not to love them back? The show is available in 30 and 60-minute versions with casts of 1 or 10 options. A technical creative team of 3, and I can tell you all the other details later. We've got a production company on the Australian side who are all women and Indigenous. They're called Garawa. They're amazing. But in the Northern Hemisphere, I suppose my ask today would be I could really use some groovy producers to take the load off me. And most of the whales are on the other side, which is why I spend a lot of time over there. And yeah, future versions could really use the residency to explore the motion sensor elements, and that's about it. Join us as we all dance at Wild Whales, and they dance right back. The whole work is basically about how to exist more like a whale, and it's truly worth holding your breath for.
Thank you so much, Chloe. Incredible. Huge project. Any huge people out there. Next up, we have a fabulous Hannah Scully and Aoife Carry, who you saw dancing on the hook yesterday with a different project.
Hello, everyone. We're delighted to be here at Waterford Spraoi to present our work When Lives Touch. The creation of the show began when we first met at the European Aerial Dance Festival in Worthing, UK. So when I first met Sapphire, I was blown away by their aerial dance skills, their dance partnering knowledge. And having worked together for the last 2 years, I've learned that Sapphire has an incredibly creative mind that lends itself beautifully to their extensive aerial dance and contemporary dance training. Having worked solo up until this point, I was genuinely shocked at how much I needed human connection in my arts practice.
Thanks. This is Hannah. As Hannah said, when we met in this is not a clown piece, just to clarify, right? When we met, I was just in awe of Hannah's elegance and grace in their movement. Hannah started dancing when they were 3, amongst other art forms, and yeah, I've learned so much just by moving with Hannah. When I met Hannah, Hannah was dancing on the wall, doing vertical dance, and said, I don't do contact dance or partnering. Since we've been dancing together, that's all we've done. And Hannah is incredible at it. You okay? Yeah. It's just a true honor to work together. And I feel that, like Hannah says, finding that connection, and that's something we'd like to share with other people.
Thank you. So this show began as an exploration surrounding human connection. So we've decided to create When Lives Touch from our own resources with help from organisations such as ISACS, Artlinks and the Irish Aerial Creation Centre. The show demonstrates vertical dance and contemporary dance, creating imagery through contact improvisation both on the wall and on the floor. Using vertical dance meant that we could really feel attached to one another through something very practical like aerial dance rigging. How could we move more independently while being situated shoulder to shoulder? We also worked with the separation and distance between the wall and the floor. One person alone on the wall, me, while constantly being pulled back again and again and again, alone, while the dancer on the floor moving more freely. So our style of movement comes from our various contemporary dance training. We have spent time transferring our floor dance onto the wall, creating unusual vertical dance repertoire. With our difference in physicality, our duet also reflects how society views bodies and which bodies are more or less able than others. We wanted to make work that changes the preconceived assumption that the bigger dancer is always a base and the smaller dancer is always the flyer. This material has been mentored by several experts in the field of vertical dance, including Lindsay Butcher, Magali Lanriot and Lee Harry Claydon. We have shared versions of the work in progresses in France and in Ireland, including here at Garter Lane. Thanks, Rachel. We asked each other, how can two people coexist in symbiosis in a way that supports each other while inevitably also taking from each other? When Lives Touch brought up themes such as mental health, desperation, and relationship to oneself being reflected in one's relationship with the other, and also the beauty in real-life connection. Our work shifts through states of desperation, loneliness, support, humour, and love. Our show introduces two separate people who are struggling in their alone worlds. When they come together, they begin to find a way to communicate with each other. Eventually, they enter a state of weightless harmony. Vertical dance is an art form that typically is used for outdoor spectacle. However, in our circumstance, we've decided to create an indoor show so that you can really see the intricacy of what we do. And it's a more intimate setting. There's something so special about the duet work. Witnessing two people connect can really reveal the importance of human connection, and the power of rigging allows us to seamlessly attach and detach from the wall, integrating the floor and the air seamlessly, which keeps us connected with the audience. Our target audience is anyone who is open to feeling a story or relationship between themselves and us. It's important for us to share our work with a varied audience. We have decided to put a bracket of 16 plus, as it's a 35-minute show, but the pace of the show is not geared towards younger audience members. And we're also delighted to announce that we will officially premiere as part of the Dublin Fringe Festival. Yep. If you want to experience our work, it'll be there. So join us at the Lear Theatre from the 18th to the 21st of September. Oh, we'd be so delighted to see you there. That's enough from myself.
So yeah, we would love it if you could come and check out our show, and we would love to experience your festivals and events and take our work to what your beautiful events that you have on. We would also love to teach workshops in your places, and we are going to develop our next duet. We've started creating thoughts towards that and are looking for residencies and funding to create it. So we'd love to chat to you later. Thank you so much for listening to us. And yeah, can't wait to speak to you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hannah and Sapphire. And I just want to say a massive thank you to you again for yesterday, for pulling off that show in 4 days with yesterday. So just to take that opportunity, thank you, and Charlotte, and Beth. Next, we have Aoife Carry, Twisted Lane.
I'm actually slightly taller. That's quite nice. Hello, my name is Aoife Carry, and I am one half of Twisted Lane Productions. The other half is Mark Carry, who is sitting there hiding, refusing to stand up on stage and be supportive. Nobody wants me here either, but that's, one of us has to do it. So I am a director, primarily working in large-scale circus and spectacle. For the last far too many years, I've been working internationally for companies such as Franco Dragone and Cirque du Soleil. Mark has also been working for those companies, and while we've been in those spaces, we've been talking about the ideas that we want to create, the images and the shows that appeal to us. So when we came back to Ireland about 4 years ago, Twisted Lane came into being. And we've been working since 2021 on this production, which is called Prologue, which we were able to create thanks to the amazing support of Tara McGowan at Culture Festival. The Arts Council of Ireland very generously helped us, and Kath Gorman of Promenade. So with that just incredible support that we had, this piece finally came into being last month at Culture Festival. Prologue is a outdoor immersive experience. It explores idea of circus in landscape, of temporality and transience. It invites an audience into the backstage world of an imaginary traveling circus. So I think the easiest way to explain it is to explain the structure of the show. So the audience starts gathering in an area, and in this area the circus arrives and starts to prepare to set up. When they're preparing, they lead the audience into a forest. And in this forest, the audience become autonomous. They have completely free rein to explore the area as they wish. Hidden within this section of forest are 4 installations or 4 stages. So the first stage that we have is an office space. And in the office, the physicality that takes place here is very transactional. It's the business of circus. It's the difficult conversations. The next space we have is a communal area, and this is about communal living. When you're traveling in a circus, when you're traveling with a group, that idea of community living. The next area is the dream tent, which is the sleepy area. It's the place for hopes, wishes, desires. It's that space. And the last area is the Hall of Mirrors, which is a space internally within each performer, which is the fears, who are you as a person, really looking at yourself as somebody living in this environment. The audience has 45 minutes in this space to be free and to explore. They can explore the space, they can follow performers, the choice is theirs. They are then brought to the backstage of the big top. Now, the audience never sees the show. They're in the backstage. They're watching the setup, they're watching the preparation, they're watching the warm-ups, people getting changed, makeup being put on, taken off, everything that happens in that backstage area. They're watching the performers enter the stage and leave the stage, but they never see the stage. Once the show is finished, the performers pack up and we're brought back to the initial gathering space where the circus packs up and leaves under new leadership. So that's the structure of the show. It's 90 minutes in total from start to finish. What happens during the show is there's 4 individuals. We have 4 performers, and those 4 individuals have 4 individual unique stories. What the audience will see is unique to the journey that they take through the performance. So an audience member could come and see the show 4 times and see 4 different shows. Each performer has its own story, so if you were to follow one performer, you would see their story. If you followed a different performer, you would see a different story. Our performers are multidisciplinary, so we work with dance, we work with hula hoop, we work with object manipulation, and we work with aerial. The language of the work is nonverbal. It's a thing. All of the performances that you see are physical, and you're seeing intersections between these disciplines in each of these areas. Each area has its own specific sound design, with one area having 2 narrated stories that play on playback. Those stories are currently in English, but they can be translated. Just checking my notes. So the site that's required, we need an outdoor space with forested area. Mark has cleverly designed some rigging which uses the trees. So we do need forested area. It's also the experience of the areas being hidden from an audience, so you have to discover, you have to explore. If you would like to talk about the possibility of bringing prologue to your audiences, please, we would love to have a chat with you. So either find myself or Mark or Kath, and all 3 of us would be delighted to chat a little bit more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aoife. That's incredible. And last, but by absolutely no means least, we have fabulous Kristyn Fontanella.
Hello. It's nice to see people in the seats. My name is Kristyn Fontanella. I originally come from Connecticut, which is on the east coast of the United States of America. I grew up dancing, and like most, I did tap, jazz, and ballet. But the school I went to was special, and I also did Irish step dancing. Now, this was by no means any stroke of luck. It was actually because my mother did Irish step dancing when she was younger with her 6 sisters. Hold on to that fact. We'll come back to the family in a minute. Irish dancing is a competitive dance form, so every weekend I would go to a competition called a feis. I loved being on stage and entertaining an audience. Not much has changed. So I was naturally successful and went on to represent my dance school at regional, national, and world championships. So after graduating high school, I went to university, and I didn't really know what I wanted to study, but I still had that itch to perform and to dance. So my father gave me the greatest advice that I've ever heard to this day. He said, "Schools are buildings. They'll be there for a long time. This opportunity won't, so go and do it while you still can." So I went. And through my own stubbornness and determination, I figured out how to write a resume, how to take a headshot, and just put myself out there, all while holding down a waitressing job in New York City. Again, I was successful. Not at the waitressing, though, at the putting myself out there. So I actually got to tour the world and go to so many different places for over 12 years with some major commercial dance shows. You might have heard of them, like Riverdance. There was that other one too, with that guy. Sure. But I don't do that anymore. No, now I am evolving a style of tradition. Haven't done that in a while, seriously. I want to show another side of the complex world of Irish step dancing to the next generation and to the next. I want the audience, and more importantly, I want the dancer to find the familiarity of the old with the new. So after, again, successfully, I think a lot of myself, don't I? After successfully touring my own large-scale work with huge ensemble, six dancers, 4 musicians, but huge in Ireland. I'm now on the task of making the terrifying choice of a solo. So for the past 3 years, with the support of Town Hall Theatre Galway, Galway International Arts Festival, and the Arts Council of Ireland, I've been making work closely with different artists that celebrate the tradition and share the stories and the steps of the people who have danced them. And most recently, I've been working or exchanging processes in the outdoor space with Catalan artist Joan Català and the group Kamchatka through the International Residency Initiative Scheme. That's a mouthful. That's brought together by Karja Festival in Sligo, Aragall Arts Festival in Donegal, with the support of ISACS and Fiora Targa in Catalan. Seriously, I should have danced a little bit more before this. This has led me to rediscover my own dancing history. There's very little written from practitioners in the tradition, so I connected with the people who are related to my dancing family tree. So I started with my dance teacher, Miss Mary. You have to call her Miss Mary. She's from Connecticut. I wanted to know who she learned from and where they learned and from who, and continue on, connect those dots. So far, it's taken me to counties Kerry, Derry, Dublin, and Belfast. I've contacted and spoken to the relative of these dance masters, that's what they used to be called, and I learned their histories, their stories, their styles, their steps, and how it evolved and somehow is now in me and how I dance. This past knowledge informs me of the how and the why I create now, but we can't forget then my own family, my mom, that genetic family tree. How did my ancestors dance and where? Because now I live in County Galway on the west coast of Ireland, but my mom's family is from County Clare and County Mayo. But then, just to be fair, my dad's family is from a tiny village in the north of Italy called Astralga. So how does this all fall together? My pitch. My pitch is looking towards that final step. I'm looking for a partners, to support the completion of this show, with plans to premiere outdoor work in 2025. My pitch is a solo dance piece. It's in a field, at the crossroad, or in a village square, asking, where did I come from? And where I'm going? Can I trace a tradition? Or my own history? How did the ancestors dance? And where? And how has that made me move now? Where did you come from? How do you move? And will you dance with me?
Thank you so much, Kristyn Fontanella. So that is our 5 key pitchers with their new projects, exciting ideas, and all available to have the further chats with. I'm now going to invite all of the artists who are on the actual festival program to come down here onto the stage. So we have Bill and Fred, we have Amadon, we have Symmetry Circus, Rachel Nivrenon, Jazzville Productions, Mr. Wilson, and Colin O'Grady, in whatever order you like. But you're coming first. Eh? Over and out.
Hello everybody, boys and girls, good morning. My name is Brucey. I'm delighted, not really, I'm not delighted, because I was asked last minute to come down here by Amadon Ensemble. Gemma Halligan and Jude Quinn are both hungover and not here, so I'm here doing this for them. They've been going, they told me to say this, for 10 years, and they create work using clown and bouffon and physical theatre, whatever the hell that means. And they've been going for 10 years, and they create work for the stage, or theatres, and also for the outdoor arenas. They not arenas, obviously. They're not that good. Not great at all. They, for some strange reason, they received the Four Nations bursary, which I'm very thankful of, and they've been working closely with Spraoi. So if it's shit, blame them. So come down, see them today. They'll be in the mall at 3 and 4:30 and 2 and 4 tomorrow. And yeah, come step inside the weird, obscure, slightly bizarre and somewhat questionable mind of Amadon Ensemble, and hopefully you can see them later if they arrive. Lazy bastards. Thank you.
Oh man, follow in. Thank you so much for that. Hello, darling friends. My name is Sonia Muirhead. I am the artistic director of Mr. Wilson's. We have a base here in Ireland and a base in the UK. I've been making outdoor theatre shows for over 20 years in the landscape and in the street. And Mr. Wilson's as a company is celebrating 10 years this year. Woo! Which does feel like an achievement. We make performances for public spaces that involve some element of music. Our flagship project, Mr. Wilson's Second Liners, is at the festival this weekend. We have they're a street band that plays 90s rave music in the New Orleans style. And they are very adaptable. They're a strolling street theatre show. They do staged gigs. We have had spectacle scale commissions, and they'll be in the parade this weekend as well. But I'm also really interested to talk to programmers about a completely different show. That's our new work, Opal's Comet. It's a durational landscape performance that's mounted on a canal worker barge that tours through the countryside. The centrepiece of that show is a song cycle that's performed on harp, cello, piano and vocals. The song cycle is about the journey of grief, and the performance takes the sort of form of a pilgrimage for audiences. It travels over days, over miles, and it has a big participation offer attached to it. So if anybody's near a canal or a river, we really want to talk to you. It's a difficult Venn diagram of programming. There's a lovely new film on our website about it as well. So it's Opal's Comet, Mr. Wilson's. The boys and girls are out this afternoon in the squares, 2:30 and 5 o'clock, and then again tomorrow. And in the parade, Mr. Wilson's. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Aoife Carry.
And I'm Maria Corcoran.
And together we are Symmetry Circus. We've been working together for about 8 years, and we created our company because we both have a background. Maria was an environmental scientist and I was an electronic engineer, and we share a love for science, engineering and circus and the arts. So this company is to kind of reflect the vibrancy and the similarities between the arts and science worlds. We have been lucky enough to study with some great mentors in physical theatre, comedy, clown, and variety of partner circus skills. And we've also performed at a good few festivals now. We went to Edinburgh Science Festival, Abu Dhabi Science Festival, Corja. We've been at the Royal Academy for Art in London and Buckingham Palace. Yes. So I'll hand you over to Ria to talk about what we're going to do.
So we are here with our newest show, What's What? And this was developed with help from the Arts Council funding. Thank you, Arts Council. And the support of Spraoi. So we came down here to develop the show, and amazing help from Spraoi themselves. So again, if it's bad, blame them. No, but they helped us build an amazing 12-foot set piece, which is a massive feature in the show. And we have really enjoyed playing and researching on this really unique structure. The show tells the story of two inventors that are ready to present their most amazing machine, but then it all goes terribly wrong. So you'll have to come and see, do they actually get it going in the end? It touches on themes of friendship and connection, of inventive thinking, and also the energy that's shared between audience and performers. We are on Gladstone Street at 1:30 and 4 o'clock today and tomorrow. It's a 35-minute circus street theatre piece, and it's suitable for family audiences. So we'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. If you Google what is the most dangerous animal in the world, the Google will tell you it's a mosquito. But what if it's a sheep? A sheep that decided to question the order of all things instead of blindly following her flock. My name is Ksenia Varhatska, and together with David Duffy, we're Jezebel Productions, and we are presenting the most dangerous animal in the world. We're sharing the stage on Gladstone Street together with the ladies with What's What, and we are right after them at 2:30 and 5 today and tomorrow, so please come see us. So our young sheep was excommunicated from her family. She was locked in a box, big crate, a crate that was created by Spraoi Studios, and sent away. And here she is, and let's see what's going to happen. She's a different sheep, and we're exploring themes of community, individual, and authority. Very heavy, big, juicy, saucy topics, but we decide to serve them in a sweet sauce of vaudeville, cabaret, dance, music, and song. So you can come see the sheep dancing a little bit of Charleston, tango, rumba. She's going to sing all sorts of things. We've toured already in a few different places. We've been in Finland at Hop 40 Festival, thanks to Culture Ireland for bringing us there. It was an incredible festival. We've been already to Belgium, Slovenia, Scotland at Search Festival. Our show was developed together with Nest, thankfully, to Nest program. And Sergi Estebanel from Kamchatka and Catalonia helped and directed our show. We are very tourable. It's a one-woman show, so it's solo sheep on stage, and David Duffy is doing all the composition and design. And one more time, it's called The Most Dangerous Animal in the World, 2:30 and 5 o'clock, sharing Gladstone Street together with the ladies. Please come see us.
Hello. So my name is Colin O'Grady, and I'm with Out Productions. I've got 3 shows. One indoor show called The Lonesome Boatman. It's a story about a guy who gets into his bath and the tides rise, the rain falls, tides rise, and he goes off on a wonderful adventure. It's a children's show. Second show, I've got a show called O, that's O with an apostrophe, and that's a story, it's not a story, it's a show about, it's Irish traditional culture and European culture, and it's the kind of clash between them or the kind of the meeting between them. And it's a comedy, circus, and contemporary dance show, maybe? I don't know. That's the mode rock. And then the third show that I have is a brand new show, and I'm playing it here in the mall at 2:30 today, 7 o'clock today, and tomorrow at 1:30 and 4:45. And that's wow. Some fans. So yeah, if you'd like to come along and see that show, and if you'd like to talk to me about the other shows, I'd be happy to talk to you. Thanks very much.
Hi. Okay. Hi, we're Bill and Fred Productions. This is Alicia. My name's Louisa. Very happy to be here. We are a non-verbal clown duo combining dance, circus, and clowning. We were actually here last year at this pitch. Maybe some of you recognize us. Hi. And this year we're showcasing one of our shows at Spraoi. Thank you very much. Woo. It's called The Grannies. The Grannies is a street show. It's 30 minutes long. It's about two older ladies cheekily making their way through the streets, flirting with the audience, revisiting their youth, bringing their charm and talents back on stage. Right. Where we performed. We were able to perform this piece internationally in, for example, Pitched in Cork or Ergal just last week. We went to Fira Tarrega to the Off programme in Spain. We're going to a theatre spectacle in Zurich next week. Just going to drop some names here. We went to Tete a Tete with our other show. And also, we were able to perform it at Yale University in the United States of America. Thank you, Culture Ireland.
Woo!
Right.
And so in 2023, we got a touring award from Bealtaine Age and Opportunity, which allowed us to tour the grannies at nursing homes. Let me tell you what an experience that was. Feisty few old men there to fucking get the stick out and give them an old whip. But oh no, literally, like, it's so important to bring kind of art to different contexts, like just be able to share, because I mean our elders hold our history, they hold our past. So not only did we go there to perform, but also to speak with them, to chat with them, to have the crack. Like, we went to a missionary where we spoke to some women who were in Africa for several years, and my God, this crack and the stories out of them were just absolutely unbelievable. And it was literally one of the most heart-filling shows I think that we've ever done. So I just think that's important to mention, that it's like the grannies fit everywhere. We go to nursing homes, we can do them for all ages, for kids, adults, festivals, outdoor, it can go anywhere. Any type of ground, grass, whatever it is, the grannies will be there. So we're going to perform today at 2:15, just outside the production office, which is literally just down the road. And then at 4 o'clock on Michael Street with the double Ds, so where Duns and Deals are. So make sure you see us there. Julianne is our producer over there, so you can have a little chat with her. You can have a chat with us. You might not recognize us later because, it's going to get a bit feisty. But yeah, Gurb Mila Mahagut, and yeah, hopefully see us there. And we have a couple of business cards as well, so we'll leave them outside and work away if you want. All right, thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Nivrainon. I'm the choreographer of a pop-up dance show called Ducky that's on this weekend. It's inspired by unexpected dance scenes in movies. So lots of references, you might recognize little moments of things like Pulp Fiction or Pretty in Pink if you're a movie buff like me. Now, the timetable is a little bit awkward, but Lucy might share it for you. But I'll give you the rundown for today. It's on every hour from 1:30 to 4:30, just 7 minutes long, so don't be late. So we're in Michael Street, we're in John Roberts Square, we're in Broad Street, and we're Gladstone Street. So I'll share those again because it's just in a couple of different places. Like I said, really short, 7 minutes. It can definitely fit into your festival. You've no excuse. We just need a speaker. Hire us. It's gorge. You're going to love it. Thank you very much. Have a great festival.